Alright, yep. Hi everyone. Thanks for everyone for tuning in to my live stream. Purple screen. Yes. Let me know if the audio is good. I know it's still the splash screen, the purple screen. I'll be switching over shortly. Just let me know if the audio is good because my mic setup is not that good, so but it should be fine. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Let me know if I'm not very audible though. Okay, so today we'll be playing. Shut up, Tagore. Okay, so today we'll be playing. Let's switch. Before I switch, let's close some windows. Da da da. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! There we go. Yes, here. You might have seen me play this deck on one of my previous videos, but I'll be going for it again. So this one's the Prycon Scorpios deck that I've built. Trouble is, I'm not very happy with it right now, and I could appreciate some changes if anyone has any idea of how to improve this deck. Okay, so before we go on, the idea of this deck is to abuse the fact that Prycon makes remotes incredibly taxing. We have high strength barriers, high strength Colossus, guarding a Caprice remote where you can score out. And yeah, if they play Rumor Mill to counter Caprice, you can override Rumor Mill with Paywall and use Scorpios' ability to exile the Rumor Mill forever. So that's the main win condition. And trouble with that is while you are busy using Prycon to build heavy taxing remotes, your centrals are very weak. I need a way to make the centrals stronger, and I can't really think of a way to do so. I'm kind of constrained by the fact that I'm in Wayland, which means I have very poor eyes. Most of my eyes are gear checks. I could switch this around because right now mine is more geared towards a dual win condition deck where I can either go for the late game with taxing Ice and Caprice, or I can just knock my opponent out with the typical Hunter Seeker into Killing Breakers and gear checks. I have 2 influence to play around with. I settle on Sweep Sweep, but this really could be any ice. So if anyone has any Space Ice, that's a pretty good call. Problem with Space Ice is they don't work very well on Centrals, I don't think. Yeah. So the problem with Space Ice is if I want to put them on Centrals, I'll need to manually advance them. That's a pain. I don't want to be spending my clicks advancing. Is that a good thing? I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I mean, Space Ice is okay. I mean, the only really good one is Wormhole, let's be honest. Colossus is way better than Nebula, and Firewall is way better than Asteroid Belt. So I'm really not a fan of any of the Space Ice except for Wormhole. Snare. Yeah, so the 2 influence. I was toying around with really cheeky Jinteki cards. Snare is a very good shout, but Breach Dome was something I was thinking about as well because it synergizes so well with Scorpios. You get 1 meat damage and 1 mill, and either of those could trigger Scorpios. Very unexpected. I absolutely love Breach Dome. It also makes Temujin on Archives literally impossible to use for criminals, but yeah, as a one-off, I'm not sure. But I do really like the idea of having a one-off Breach Dome or Snare. This is tough. This is really tough. I really want to get into a game right now, but I'm not very happy with this deck. I'm happy to take out the Hunter Seeker if there are more important cards to put in. This doesn't have to be a gear check deck. I'm just really afraid that I'm gonna get steamrolled by criminals. Andromeda's pretty popular right now, Ram-based Andromeda, and it seems like this ice is something that Ram-based Andromeda can just run straight over. And they're film critics, so Hunter Seekers are not gonna do much. Let me think. Hive. 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 So what if I play Hive? Hive is so annoying to break, isn't it? I can total up really well with Hive. And it's kind of a gear check ice. It does end the run. and most players only have one paperclip. So if I drop these two and go with Hive, by the way, this is gonna rotate, so I might as well just mess around with it. I do have Hive is one of the best ice to rush an early over advanced Atlas behind, isn't it? It loses effectiveness late game for sure. Let's see. Caprice recursion would be really great. Yes, I absolutely agree. Merciless. Okay, let's address this one by one. Caprice recursion would be amazing. Friends is a card that I've definitely thought of. The problem is there's not much else that synergizes with Friends other than Caprice. So I could recur Ice against Ice Destruction decks. That's about it. Otherwise, my friends will only install a single Caprice, which is pretty meh. Otherwise, I totally agree that this deck needs Caprice recursion, because if they challenge your Caprice after you use it to score, you have to dig for your only other one, and that's difficult. I absolutely agree with that suggestion. I like it. Merciless is another suggestion I love. It synergizes very well with the Prycon theme, and yeah, if you Prycon a Merciless, it ends the run, which is very good. The problem with actually Merciless is not that bad. Yeah, no, Merciless is so good. You're not wrong. Merciless is really good. I can definitely see more. So okay, here's the thing. When advance 3 times, Hortum is better than Merciless, because I would rather search for 2 cards than to deal 3 net damage. They both end the run, but I get to search for 2 cards with Hortum, and searching for cards from R&D is broken. That's such a good ability. Face check value on centrals. Merciless is more taxing and is more painful for the early face check, but the thing is, my opponent won't know my deck, and this is the beauty of Merciless. I'd rather it be a threat that the runner has to worry about more than something that I actually include in my deck. They can't run my face down ice without a Code Gate Breaker without worrying about the net damage. So that's all that I need. It's kind of like the Clot threat. You don't need Clot in your deck to threaten Clot, right? Otherwise, I do agree. Merciless is very, very close to being good, but I'd rather just have the Hortum instead. But thanks for the suggestion nonetheless. I'm starting to lean towards, some of you might remember, Scorpios, there's a barrier-only Scorpios deck, and I'm starting to lean towards that. What if I play a deck with mostly barriers? So, maybe I drop the Sweet Sweet for a porous barrier in IP block. This is a painful face check. I am over limit for something. I have 45 cards. I need to drop a card, probably the Quandary. So we have 9 barriers, a bunch of sentries, a bunch of code gates. We have Hunter Seekers to kill the paperclip. Mass commercialization versus restructure. I really do not like manually advancing my ice, so at most I'll only have 1 or maybe in the mid to late game 2 Prycon targets. So mass com is worse than restructure, but trust me, I don't really like restructure myself. There just isn't really that much of a better option. I was thinking Brian Stinson, but against Criminal, I don't think I'll ever get a Brian Stinson fire off. That's sweet. Interns. Yes, interns is a very good influence-free consideration. What would I cut for it though? I can't really think. I guess I could cut 1 ice, because what I did just now, swapping Sweet Sweet for IP block, I gain 1 ice. I could swap 1 ice out, but for rush deck, I think I would want more ice. Yes, I agree with this. This is I've played this deck a couple of times and I felt the same. I played against Tietre, Andre, once, and he absolutely crushed me with his Leela deck. So I mean, of course, this is a bad matchup for Leela because, you know, you can't Prycon your ice without worrying that the Prycon ice will get bounced back to your hand and you lose all the advancement counters. But that aside, yes, central protection is a big problem, and you'll find that this ice just isn't good enough. This is why I want Hive. With Hive, you can weather out the storm against Criminals early game. That is what I want to go for. Batty instead of Caprice. So the problem with Batty is that it's not that good in the current meta. It's very good if you're expecting a lot of Criminals. This is starting to turn into a deck building masterclass, but whatever. Yeah, so Betty is criminal tech. If you're expecting a lot of criminals in your meta, by all means, change the Caprice to Betty. But against Shapers, it's useless because clone chip, because sacrificial construct. Against Anox, it's useless because they have breaker redundancy, because they can install breakers on the go. They might have E-Strike up. So those kind of reasons are why I would prefer the Caprice. It's better in the non-criminal matchups. BON is an okay idea. Yeah, so the thing is, if I'm going for a barrier deck, I might as well just keep the Hunter Seeker as an alternate win con. Let me think. I think we can do this for now. Tithonium is a very good shout as well. I think. So the Tithonium is really expensive, and it doesn't synergize with my advanceables. Those are the main worries. I might be tempted to play Conundrum here, but that's about it. We'll settle with this deck for now. We'll go play one game, and then we will do an after game review, as I always tend to do with successful demos. Let's go. Alright. The name is a ruse, by the way. This is not a fast advance deck at all. There aren't even hostiles in it. Alright. Why are there no games in the lobby? Come, someone, fight me! I have evil deck. Evil Scorp Corp. So for those of you who have went to purchase your Worlds tickets, the email for the balloting, whether you have been successful in your ballot or not, should have been out by now. So check your mail, check your junk mail if you actually did sign up for the ballot. If you haven't, well, there's another wave, I think. But otherwise, yep, that's Worlds this year. For those of you who are not in the loop, I'm not going to attend Worlds this year, unfortunately. Real life commitments have got in the way, but no worries, I'll still be on here maintaining my channel for now. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of Worlds and how the meta shapes up to be from there. The problem with Worlds is that it's not going to be a permanent meta for long, because soon after Worlds I would expect that the next cycle will be released and you know, things are going to change. So yeah, the Worlds meta will probably not be indicative of the meta that we will have post Worlds, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that is what I'm expecting. So I mean, it's kind of sad, because that means that whoever wins Worlds this year, your World Champion decks might be sent for printing, but it will probably not be very relevant by the time it hits retail stores. Putting me on your bet runner team is a very good idea. For Euros, I believe I tried to shoot for 0. Oh no, it wasn't Euros. I think it was Lorry points. There was the Lorrycon where I tried to make a bet runner team that was worth 0 points, and I actually came fairly close, I think. So it's an interesting thing to do. Come on, is there no one gonna play? Well, yeah, okay, I guess there's no one on at this time of the day. So anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this deck building video. In the meantime, do check out my other videos on my channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Happy net running. Oh, okay, just kidding. Yeah, seriously, someone come fight me. Jeez. If nothing's happening, I'm just gonna keep thinking about what I'm going to how I'm gonna switch up this deck. Yeah, It's not a very coherent deck, but I think the idea behind it is quite sound. I just can't. I'm missing the golden touch. I think I'm very close to a very good deck. I'm just missing the golden touch here. Barrier-based deck. I mean, it's weak to face checks and everything. I don't know. The thing is, you really want Endurance and Scorpios, and barriers are actually the best. Oh, someone. Okay. Oh, if this is Blackmail Valencia, I'm gonna be so mad. I think I keep this. So, I've seen a lot of Siphon Valencias roaming about, so I'm not going to be polite here. I'm just going to double ice HQ and take a credit, because I can. I am not confident that IP block will block Siphons, so the double ice is going to help. Oh, no, no paperclip for you. No paperclip for you. Oh, it's medium. Hi, medium. Yeah, you're gonna get that. But I do get Colossus next turn. Ooh. Okay, that's not good. Okay, that's fine. Ice wall. Okay, R&D. Totally an ice wall. Come, run into my ice wall. Soon I'll need to start purging because Thingamajig Omar is a thing. We do not like Omars. Yeah, Ice Wall would be the perfect ice clone archives here, I think. Depending on what I draw next. Paywall implementation. Okay, given that this is cast, it doesn't look like a Siphon deck, but I've seen a Siphon deck that runs medium before. It's an Obelisk sort of deck. Anyway, archives, Ice Wall, credit. Next turn I can play Restructure. Yeah, Restructure is very awkward this way. It forces you to click for credits a lot. Again, I'm ready to purge at any time, but now I don't feel the need to purge yet because... Oh, okay, it's Desperado Val. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, so this Desperado Val typically doesn't run Blackmail, but they run Blue Moose, so I need to start aggressively using Scorpios. Do I want to go for the late game? I don't think I do. So I'm going to draw, credit, restructure. Draw, credit, restructure. Macrophage is a very welcome sight. It means that I'm not so worried about the medium now. Very bold. Very, very bold, my friend. Okay, so I give the runner a tag and I get to trash a program. Give the runner a tag, trash a program. This one's a no-brainer. They do get sucker counter. That's fine. Jackson Howard in the bin. Yeah, Friends would be pretty good right about now. Blue Moose is... oh, sorry. Yeah, I want to remove the medium. Yeah, I should have... I really should be more on the ball with my Scorpios triggers. That's quite bad for me. I mean, that's bad of me. I'm not worried about this because I can advance the Colossus. This is actually one of those very rare scenarios where I actually will advance the Colossus. I'll take a credit. I need to stay on a healthy credit level because I'm worried about HQ Ice. Okay, gamble. No gamble for you. This is mostly just to host Blue Moose, I guess. The Blue Moose is going to come down sooner or later. Sunset Slums? No! Evil. That's not very nice. I need to hold the paywalls in my hand for obvious reasons. What can I do here? Well, given that I'm not going to discard any of these cards, I'll actually have to play the paywall, sadly. I'm going to play the paywall. No, I don't want to play the paywall. They're going to play Hacktivist in return. I'll play it. I do not like going for the long game here, but because I haven't drawn any other ice yet, I'm kind of forced to do so. I also don't like playing. Yeah, you see, this is why you don't play. Okay, Blue Moose hits here. Yeah, that's expected. Hive. That is very important. So new remote, install advance. I'm not so worried about my opponent getting the Oak Town yet, because I do have Hunter Seeker threat. So if they drop Paperclip and run, they will have no more Paperclips for the rest of the game. I'm completely okay with that trade. Parasite is a bigger problem. If they drop a Parasite, I'll have to quickly score this Oak Town. And I still have to worry about the Oak Town on R&D. But Macrophage, wow, what? What? Is there any point? I do not think... Okay, I'm gonna call this right now. Here comes the mining accident. Here comes the bleeping mining accident. I'm 1 credit short of defending from the bleeping mother bleeping mining no mining accident. Okay. Whew. I think we score this. I would really like to leave this for 1 more turn. But let's not get greedy here, because overly greedy people lose games. So important take note, Colossus is down to 2 strength. This is something I'm very worried about, but I should push sooner or later, so that's fine. The Ice Wall here is suddenly looking very pathetic because my opponent has back pub. So this Ice Wall here makes no difference at all. This is a hard game. This is a very hard game. This might be the time to purge. This might also be the time to play Prycon. I'm inclined to Prycon the Colossus on the remote or the Ice Wall on the remote. Very, very tough choice. They are both very good targets. Given that my opponent is running this sort of breaker suite, I would be inclined to think Colossus is a better target. So I'm going to Prycon the Colossus, and I'm going to take a credit. Prycon the Colossus onto server 1 and take a credit. Next turn is probably Purge. I've the option of advancing the Colossus. Very close. But given my econ situation, this is why I'm playing Restructure in this deck. You really do need the econ. That Restructure money going pretty far. I am worried about HQ runs are fine, because if they steal the Atlas, the paperclip's going away. Yes, things are getting removed from the game. That's Blue Moose triggering. This is an interesting game so far. I feel like I am in the lead slightly, but depending on the deck, they might be able to host me. So say hello to my little friend here, Macrophage. Check, check. Yep. Say hi to Macrophage. What could they use? They could use Black Orchestra. Nope, that's not in range. This is why I was so confident about leaving a Parasite with Strength 5 there. The question is, how much money do I invest into this? Let me think. They have 9 credits, so if they beat the Purge Trace, they'll be down to 5 credits. I can easily trash a virus from here, so I'm not gonna boost this, but I'm gonna boost the next one. So if they are smart here, they will conserve their credits and let the Purge happen, then they'll jack out. Because if they beat this Trace, I am going to trash the Parasite, and I'm going to exile it. This is not good for them. I'm more than happy to dump credits on Macrophage if it means that they cannot get the Parasite. That is not the right choice, because I'm going to trash a virus now. That is a Trace 3. So this should be enough to force the parasite trash. And the run. Okay, that's annoying. Second data sucker. Yeah, can't stop them here. That's theirs. Double sucker is bad. It's quite bad. I do not see any play other than take 3 credits here, so double sucker is bad. This is quite bad. They can farm suckers on archives, drop a parasite on macrophage, and ooh, now they're going for HQ. I think I have to let them get free HQ accesses here. I cannot afford to rest any of these eyes. I can rest the IP block, but I think that is not good for my game. I hope they don't have a second parasite on Peddler, because if they kill the macrophage, I'm in trouble. Can you steal my Atlas? I want to Hunter Seek the paperclip. Then I'm good for the rest of the game. Like, can you seriously hit my Atlas? I would love for my Atlas to get stolen. Did they access firewall like 3 times? Yes, they did. They accessed the same firewall 3 times. That's hilarious. Oh, paywall. Okay. Hello, hedge fund. I'll just take credit. So now I can afford to rest the Colossus. And I will rest the Colossus. Oh, shucks. What is this? No. No, don't do this. Oh, sick. Alright, they're getting that. Yeah, that's one way to get past my 6 strength Colossus. Well played by my opponent. Yep, that's a huge loss. That's quite a huge loss. Bright side is, I get to exile this. Steal something! Steal something! Come on! No, not an agenda. Damn it! Come on, can't you steal an agenda? Ooh! Ho ho ho! Well, that's a Prycon firewall if I've ever seen one. Yeah, the Destroying Colossus was a good play. I did not see that coming. I assumed that there was no Parasite on the Peddler because they didn't go for the Macrophage the turn before. So, given that they didn't have Parasite on the Peddler, this was the next best thing they could have done, I think. The problem is, I think the question they'll ask themselves is, can they win even with a Macrophage on R&D? Because I think they would much rather have Parasite on the Macrophage instead of Colossus, but I think on the same token, they do realize that the real threat for them was the advanceable Colossus rather than the fixed strength Macrophage. They could always get through Macrophage with Black Orchestra. Oh wow, shucks, that's a lot of programs. Yeah, that's one of the limitations of Desperado. As awesome of a console as it is, you really do want a lot of MU. I think they might want to drop one sucker here, but yeah, if they drop a sucker, that means they can't get through Macrophage. Well, I'm more than happy to exile the Black Orchestra. Yeah. Okay, so they do get the run on R&D. Please hit an agenda, please hit an agenda, please hit an agenda, please hit, please. Oh, damn, that sucks. Can't you hit agendas? I'm just pretending to think here. I think my turn is pretty obvious here. Hedge fund, IP block, R&D credit. Yeah, I'm just thinking of anyway. Yeah, hedge fund, IP block, R&D credit. Seems fine. And I'm playing the slow game right now. I'm just gonna purge whenever medium gets any virus counters. I think my opponent's in a pretty bad spot. Oh, running HQ. You're dead, son. You are so dead. So dead. So dead. So this is why I wanted to play a pure barrier deck, because now the proposition of killing York and Paperclip are equally tempting. I think I hit the Paperclip, right? I don't know, because I have a Hotem in hand. I have a freaking Hotem in hand. But my remote has no code gates. Yeah, because my remote has no code gates, I think the correct play here is to trash Paperclip and remove it from the game, because I already have one Paperclip exiled. So exiling the second Paperclip should blow it for my opponent. And if they continue in, they are gonna get more tags because IP block. They can't break IP block. Okay, fine. That's it. Yep, they were tagged from the Colossus, so IP block actually ends the run. Very cool interaction that you don't always get to see. Okay, my turn. Yeah, Hive on R&D is correct. Yeah, I basically want to lock down every single server, so they have no shot of winning now, except on HQ. Every server has a barrier except for HQ. HQ has IP block, which is a barrier, but not quite a barrier because it can be traced through. But even then, this is basically a pseudo lock for the next few turns because they need to find their sentry breaker. Otherwise, yeah, IP block will hit them with tags. What's my... Oh, I wanted to score here, but I drew an IPO. I can't... Yeah, I can't. This is easy credit IPO. I have to be worried about one thing though. I know they can't break any of my barriers, and I don't think they have AI breakers. The one thing that will screw me this game is the final parasite, so I need to be very, very cautious about that. This traces. So I wouldn't mind if there was an agenda in my hand. Obviously I got lucky and I didn't draw it, but if I did, the Hunter Seeker is there to just lock out the game for me. So I am more than happy to entertain my opponent. Yeah, this ends the run. Yeah, we are almost at game point. The only problem is I need to make sure that my opponent cannot get... Ooh, hi Atlas. This is actually not the time to draw an Atlas, but whatever. So the game is in reach. I just need to use Atlas to get my second food. The trouble is I need to respect the other parasite, which is lying somewhere. Oh, Rebirth is in the bin. No, but they have the same old thing. Quetzal is a problem. My opponent has so many outs! I've killed all their barrier breakers, I think, but they have so many outs. Oh, this is... They have so many outs. They have the final parasite, they have Rebirth, and who knows, they might actually have an AI breaker. Awkward. This is so awkward. And I cannot score this Atlas. I need to score the food, because if I score the Atlas first... if I score the Atlas first, I turn off my hives, and that is disaster. So my opponent's actually giving me a huge chance here by running HQ a bunch of times, because this means that I can now Hunter Seek. What do I Hunter Seek here? York? I don't know. What do I Hunter Seek here? I guess it's the York. Yeah? Or the Mimic. Mimic's good, but they have a second Mimic. Jeez Louise, I have no idea what I'm doing here. Remove York. And credit. I don't even know if that was right. I think all the options were equally bad for me. Because the thing I'm worried about now is not the York or the Mimic. The thing I'm worried about now is Parasite, and maybe I should have Hunter Seek the same old thing. I don't know. They might have more recursion. This is so dumb. So dumb. And they're gonna kill my Caprice Nisei. My poor Caprice Nisei. Awkward. Maybe I should just play the paywall. I don't know. Oh, hedge fund. Fantastic. Hedge fund. This goes in server 1. Credit. Next turn is food. Advance. Yes. Okay, that hedge fund saved me. Saved me from clicking for. Saved me from clicking for credits a bunch of turns. I'm still worried about the Parasite. Parasite can come down anytime. Quetzal can come down anytime. Those are cards I do not want to see. Those are cards I really don't want to see. This is so harrowing. Even though I feel like I've been in control since the start of the game and I'm winning. No, I can't rest this. I need 5 credits to rest the ice wall, firewall, and 5 credits to score food. I actually cannot rest the ice wall even though I want to keep them out. That's so silly. Yeah, food. 1. Advance. This should be the game. Unless they click 1, install Parasite, clicks 2 and 3, rebuff into Quetzal, click 4, run remote. That is literally my only out. Yeah, literally, that was, even if my opponent had that narrow out of same old thing into Quetzal and Parasite the Hive, they would have been able to get through the server, but they would still have to win the Caprice side game from me, which is still possible. So that's why even at that point, I was very confident, but not 100%. So yeah, it's sometimes even Scorpios doesn't get 100% wins. Yeah, but my opponent still played very well. I think they did take out the biggest threat to them, which was the advanceable Colossus. They knew that if they allowed me to continuously advance the Colossus, that they would that the normally unlockable Valencia would eventually be locked out because their only sentry breaker was Mimic. So if I got to a board state where I had big eyes on every central, the Suckers and Mimic would be completely locked out. But yeah lah, they didn't really know my deck. It's actually really hard to lock out the runner with high strength eyes because literally only Colossus and Macrophage do that, and my opponent could have actually broken Macrophage with pure money. They were actually rather rich. With Blue Moose, they could have made it happen. So I was more focused on laser focused on killing the paper clips as soon as they played the click 1 inject. I think that was the beginning of their downfall because that inject hit the one breaker that I was intending to lock out, which is the barrier breaker. So that's the first game for you. Let's look at the comments for any suggestions for improvements. Yeah, I could have jammed the Atlas, which I had in my hand for the longest time. I was like, please hit it on the HQ runs. I could have jammed it in the remote instead, bait it, use it as bait to kill the paperclip. The problem is I didn't want to give them 2 points for free. I want to make them work for it because, yeah, giving them 2 points without them needing to, you know, spend clicks to get it is kind of eh. Why didn't you play Paywall? That's a very good question. I wanted to reserve it because I don't know my opponent's full influence spread. If they have E-Strike in their arsenal, I was in a lot of trouble. So I could drag out the game by clicking for credits, but I needed the one Paywall in my hand to ensure that I can lock them out with the Paywall Hunter Seeker combo if they did find an E-Strike. Okay, let's go for our second game. This is the match I'm fearing the most. I'm going to keep because I have a lot of ice. So this is Auto Hive on HQ. I think I want Ice War on R&D and the nasty IP block on Archives. Ice Wall on R&D sounds crazy, but I think they would Temujin Archives before Temujining R&D. I could be wrong, I hope I'm not wrong, etc, etc. But Hive on HQ is a super safe play. Depends on what oh, Macrophage. Hi, Macrophage. It's not gonna change things. I'm going to force the barrier breaker here because all three centrals have a barrier on them. Once I force the barrier breaker, I can then wait until I draw the Hunter Seeker to murder them. This is where Hive really shines because the previous iterations of my deck didn't have Hive, and I feel like Hive gives you so much safety. Turn 1 Blue Moose. Oh, a Paywall. That's good. I'm gonna keep the Paywalls because NDs typically run what do you call it? Andromedas typically run E-Strike. Lots of E-Strikes. That Macrophage on R&D was arguably a mistake. I think I'm going to exile the gamble here. I don't want the econ to get out of control. And usually Andy doesn't drop stuff in the bin that I would like to exile. Siphon and Legwork come the closest, but they are not getting Siphons and Legworks off at this point in time, so I'm okay with that. If I can deny Blue Moose money by, yeah, for sure I will. So this gives an adequate tax on most. Yeah, run my HQ. I don't care. I don't care. You can siphon me all you want. You can siphon me all you want. Na 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 na. Oh, this is an Almaquah deck, isn't it? Okay, looks like I have to put in more work to kill my opponent's breakers. For now, I'll take credits. Omaqua. Well, you're not gonna get that many Omaqua triggers, I don't think. Unless you start hitting archives a lot. Yeah, I need to start. Career Fair Temujin. I'm going to blast the Career Fair into Oblivion. Nope, this is a hive. You're not getting in. No, 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 no. I'm gonna rest the ice wall here. I do not feel comfortable with bleeding an agenda now. I have to assume the next card is an agenda because I haven't seen a single agenda yet. This is a very odd game. No, 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 no. Oh, it's not. I guess hold him on HQ then. To force 2 breakers. Usually I put Caprice on HQ, but at this point I can't really defend Caprice because I'm too poor. So this is gonna be a long game. My goal is to drag out this game and to choke out my opponent, which is another reason why I put Hive in this deck. Drag out the game, find my Prycon so I can Prycon this Firewall on the remote. Slowly but surely drag out the game. Because Andromeda cannot touch me at this point, right? Hi E-Strike. John Mas. Okay, credit. Bye E-Strike, nice knowing you. I can't remove the E-Strike by the way, because it was active when I played the paywall. One annoying thing they can do is to play the second E-Strike. I would not be able to paywall the second E-Strike because I need to save the paywall for the paywall Hunter Seeker combo. That would be quite annoying if they do find the second E-Strike. Interestingly enough, they installed a John Mas, but they don't have any breakers, so they can't use the John Mas. That was very interesting. I suppose the hand, yeah, my guess is the hand is full of HQ cards, Siphon's Legworks, and they were forced to play the John Mas because otherwise they would have to discard it. That's my guess. So they basically drew a bunch of run events, but no breakers, and they find Special Order. Paperclip goes in the bin, but I do not have Arc Lockdown. Credit, IPO. I hope they don't install a decoder here. I think they need to respect Sentry or Code Gate on HQ. So they could blind Siphon here, but oh damn, second E-Strike. Yeah, didn't want that. Actually, do I want to fizzle the Dirty Laundry or do I want... Surely I do want to fizzle the Dirty Laundry. This is quite obvious. They'll get too much money otherwise. And they got tagged. Yeah, E-Strike's active. R&D. That's fine. Where are my agendas? Did I forget to put them in my deck? Because I haven't seen them. What's the play here? Hedge Fund, Caprice HQ? Draw or credit? I think credit. Or draw, because I want to find Hunter Seeker. Let's draw. Hedge Fund, Caprice HQ. Like, HQ is still going to be super expensive to get through, so I don't need the third eyes. Firewalls are awkward. They're quite awkward. Not gonna lie. I'm not really in the mood to spend 5 credits on rezzing a firewall. So yeah, this is the awkward juncture. Usually against criminals, you just want to click for credits for days, but here I'm really digging for my Hunter Seeker. I feel like I need it quite badly. IP block. Draw. No dice. I mean, I'm not even drawing my Prycon, that's the worst thing. Draw. Hedge Fund. I don't need 3 firewalls. This is not a game to play 3 firewalls in. You know, I'm just gonna lose late game, right? Because they probably run Film Critic. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. I don't actually have an answer to Film Critic. If they have Omaqua Film Critic, I'm kind of screwed. Come to think of it. So I think I need to start switching gears to Prycon. I forgot about Film Critic. Yeah, Film Critic turns off Hunter Seeker, so I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal here just because I need to find the Prycons quickly. Once I find Prycons, I can actually score behind firewalls. That's the thought process. I need to start scoring before they oh, great, they're playing the very inefficient Mongoose. That should help things out. There it is. Okay. Prycon firewall. Draw Prycon firewall. Draw Prycon firewall on new remote. Where are my agendas? I've drawn nearly half my deck and not a single agenda. I'm starting to become really worried about this R&D here. I think I need to put a third eyes on it just because this is actually rather scary. Also respect the fact that Temujin can come down at any time, so Colossus is awkward to break, right? It's 5 credits to break, possibly more. IP block, firewall. Hortum is bad in this situation, that's for sure. I think we want they still have 3 siphons, so I think no, they're gonna redirect the Temujin to R&D, so I think I need to Colossus R&D, IP block HQ, and IPO. It's so weird because usually you want the Colossus on HQ, then you advance it a bunch of times, then you're basically invulnerable to siphon, but this is not the situation where you do this. Do I score Atlas here? I don't think I do. I can't score Atlas here. So I'm going to draw, or I can double advance the Colossus. But they can fam it. I have another Colossus. Just take money. So weird. This game is so weird. They're not getting Blue Moose triggers. Haha. Yeah. Everyone saw this coming. Temujin on archives. High IP block. Are they gonna let fire? Because I can really punish them if they let me fire it. Yeah, they go through. They're just gonna run 3 times. Maybe I should have Ice Archives more, I don't know. I think IP block's good enough. But, yeah. Yeah, they're doing the trace thing. So if they let me trace on their last click, I'm gonna have a bit of fun out tracing them. Is it worth it? I think it is. It completely cripples the economy. Lens attack completely cripples the economy. That could be good. You know what? I should have yeah, if I outtrace on click 3, they would take a tag from the first sub and they would take a tag from John Mas. I should have outtraced them. Whoops. Yeah, I forgot. That was my bad. Thankfully I'm rich, so I can do this. I can put Hortum on archives and I can take a credit. So yeah, just completely stifling the Temujin. This is a very stressful game. You have no idea. You have no idea how stressful this is. Triple Aeneas Informant. When is Omaqua coming? Yes! Prycon! Colossus? Or it has to be Colossus, right? It has to be Colossus. Finally, Prycon is so good. Yep. Yep. Hi, Omaqua. Let's get the Atlas out of the way. Stall, advance, credit. I need the Atlas counter very badly. There are lots of things I could grab with the Atlas counter that will completely, utterly cripple my opponent. I need it. Also, getting rid of the strike without needing to expand a cover of my own is pretty nice. Benefits. They can totally get into this server. They can totally get into it. Let's see if they do. It's going to be really expensive, and they have to be worried about Hunter Seeker. I don't think they will contest this. I could be wrong. If they do, well played to them, because I don't have Hunter Seeker with me. I think they want me... I think there's a lot of reason for them not to steal it, which is why I'm pushing the Atlas out now. If they let me push out the Atlas, they could get Aaron counters if they have Aaron. And Hive will become 3 sub. That's a huge deal. So, lots of reasons. I think my biggest question is, do they have any synergy for Omaqua? Something like a gang sign, something like a GPI net tap? Or are they completely relying on getting central accesses? Because if they are trying to rely on central accesses, well, I have bad news for you, my friend. Oh, medium. Yeah, friend. I'm gonna do you a bad news. But first, you say hi to Colossus. That's gonna be 5 credits. And there's no Temujin or R&D. So, yep, you're not gaining much out of this. I'll let them pass the first macrophage, because resing it now isn't that painful. I'll res it later when they have less money. It wasn't an agenda. Wait, seriously, where are all my agendas? I mean, thankfully I didn't draw all of them, because I didn't draw Jackson's at all. Would be really flooded. But by this point in time, I should have drawn at least 4 of my 8 agendas. I've only seen 2 so far. So this is actually quite ridiculous. I think there are 6 agendas in an 18 card R&D, and my opponent just missed. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Citadel goes in the bin. I draw a hunt. Oh, my friend is here. Say hi to my little friend. But first, score Atlas. Strike in the bin. Oh, fun fact, Macrophage actually kills Omaqua. That's cute. That is really, really cute. That is really, really cute, yeah? I don't know. That's cute! Macrophage is a destroyer against Omaqua. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. But I think I don't know. I think, yeah, you would destroy the Omaqua before destroying the medium, right? I think. Yeah, I think so. New Temujin. On R&D. Wrong server, my friend. There's a Macrophage there. I don't think you want to be doing this. Yeah, I'm gonna save Scorpios because I could be exiling more of these programs here. Sorry, friend, it's not gonna be as cheap as you think it is. Surprise Macrophage incoming. Credit. I mean, they will probably get 2 accesses off here, and there's a good chance it's gonna be 2 agendas, but I'm more than happy to trade that for one of their juicy viruses. So, Colossus. They don't have money to break this macrophage. Oh no! Yeah. So, we get a push. And I'm definitely going to boost the second trace, since I do have the money to do so. Purge virus counters. Trash a virus. I need to boost this by 3 to make it trace 6 because they are Andromeda, which is slightly annoying. Bye. And nope, no agenda. Wanted to hunter seek them. What's my move here? I would like to rest both eyes on the remote. I can't do that here. And I'm worried about dropping a film critic being dropped, so I need to take 3 credits here. So usually I would just drop advanced Oaktown. If they steal it, paperclip's gone, they can't break my barriers. But as I told you, the problem is if they drop film critic and run, they get it for free. So do not like at all. Yeah, next turn I can go for the Oaktown. I think. It's still not safe because they can play Siphon, which is going to be annoying. They're still going for R&D. Interesting. Mongoose gets through. How are they going to deal with Macrophage? Are they just going to let it fire? Cool. I'm not going to bother boosting any of these. I need the money. Oh, okay, yeah, I thought they were gonna beat the trace. Turned out they didn't, so fine. Ah, they found the agenda without film critic. I think that's game. The AI breaker and sorry friend, no, that's not gonna help you. This is why you save the paywall. Yep. Bye bye. This is why you keep 1 paywall against anyone with strike. Yep, there we go. Yep. Yeah, that's a fine conceit. Yeah, so paywall is bonkers in Scorpios. You can use paywall to kill Rumor Mill. You can use paywall to kill E-Strike and follow up with Hunter Seeker. So this is how you play Scorpios. And this is why I chose to play a deck with a lot of barriers, because nowadays people are scrimping on their fractors. Most people think they can get by with just 1 paperclip if they're out of faction, or 2 paperclips if they're in faction. Well, they're wrong! Yes, this is why I actually have Horton in my deck. Partially because I need... So, if I end up, you know, killing my opponent... So, if I'm out against an AI-based deck, you know, something like an Ether deck or a Faust deck, and I kill their only decoder, like the Black Orchestra, or say their Inversificator, or Sage, you know, if they only pack 1 spare decoder for AI code gate, not anti-AI code gates, then they are going to be holes when I triple advance Hortums, which is why I have Hortum in my deck, because AI decks are a thing right now. Morcelus doesn't provide the capability, that's why it's not in my deck. I'm using it mostly as a threat, as you mentioned, Sanjay Colbert. The threat, and as for Prycon, this is why Priority Construction is such a strong card. You look at this server, you're like, I need my breakers. It could be a 7-strength Colossus and 8-strength Firewall, or a code gate that basically wins my opponent the game because they get to search up 2 cards from R&D of their choosing. This is why I love so much about Prycon. This is why it's so powerful. Yes, totally agreed there. I realized it after that. If I boosted the trace on the 3rd click Temujin run on Archives, I had 18 credits, they had 9 credits. So I needed to invest about 8 credits. That's about half my credit pool, but in return, I basically got to trash 3 resources. I would have trashed Blue Moose, Temujin, and that's enough, you know. That just completely cripples the economy. So I should have done that. But thankfully, the game result didn't change. And you see the sheer power of denying criminal economy. This is something that I've realized for quite a while now, and I still forget from time to time, even when I face against criminal players. Whether it's hyper-aggressive dealer or standard run-based Andromeda, you always, if you have enough ice in your deck, try to deny the bloody Temujin, because it is such a pain for your opponent, because then you can do nasty, you can threaten nasty servers such as these, Colossus into Firewall. You want to count how many credits it takes for my opponent to break this? It's 7 for Colossus. It's 7 for Firewall. They need 14 credits to get through this. If 14 credits is their entire credit pool, you are winning. If they start their turn with 40 credits because you gave them free Blue Moose and Temujin, I'm sorry. No matter how taxing you make your servers, you can't win because they can always threaten your remote. So this is the difference between a good game where you start with 3 ice on centrals and you deny the Temujin very aggressively versus a game where they get a turn 1 Temujin on archives and they snowball from there. Temujin is a crazy card, and this is something that Corps will have to keep doing for as long as Temujin is in the game. Maybe if it's on Most Wanted List 3, that could be different, but otherwise, you always have to respect the sheer power of Temujin. It's that crazy. Oh yeah, Aeneas was completely dead. My opponent spent 3 clicks installing it for nothing. Poor Aeneas. This is why I don't really like the Aeneas Omaqua idea. It is very well tuned for beating asset spam and decks like HB Moons. It's completely dead against most other decks. Your Egg Infusion, your Sync, and in this case, your Scorpios. My opponent was better off not installing these Aeneases at all. I mean, seriously, I have no idea what value they could have possibly got out of them. Yeah. I mean, I think it's possible that my opponent kind of tunnel vision into the synergy between Omaqua and Aeneas, and while there is a synergy between that, as I talked about in my Omaqua video, I think in some matchups such as these, you just have to ditch the Aeneases completely and just have Omaqua as your backup breaker sitting there. That's all. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for today. 2 very interesting games with Proicon Scorp. I hope these 2 games have shown you the sheer potential of Scorpios as a dual win con deck. Both games were won by Breaker Lockout, but you can see that it's mostly the threat. If you play carefully, if you play too carefully, I'm just going to score out for the win. So, yep, there you go. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you... Oh yes, before I sign off, let's switch the screen here. As a thank you for everyone for watching the stream, I'm going to give you all a short sneak preview of the next successful demo. It's going to be a sound clip. I'm going to turn up the volume. I'm going to play it. Let me test the audio. Yep, okay. I'm going to play the sound clip that you can expect from the next successful demo. So, spoilers for all of you. Alright, so that's it. Thanks everyone, and goodbye.